We all know the story. Two teens, rival families, they fall in love, some bad decisions get made, and they wind up dead. But when we think about Romeo and Juliet as characters, what do we think of? Dumb decisions, reckless emotions, general teen angst. When we think of Juliet specifically, we think of softness, innocence, naivete. But I'm here today to tell you that we have done our girl Juliet dirty by lumping her into this delicate damsel territory. Juliet was not a delicate wilting flower. She was a determined woman who was driving the narrative the entire time. And if it wasn't for Romeo, they'd still be alive today. Well, not like today, but. So what do we know about Juliet from the text? Well, she's from a wealthy family. She's pretty well educated for a woman of her time. She's 14 years old, and her mother is desperate to marry her off. In fact, the party that she meets Romeo at was designed specifically for her to gaze upon her cousin Paris to see if she was into marrying him. Yeah, ew. But instead, she locks eyes with Italy's favorite golden retriever of a boy, Romeo. And he saunters over to her with this sexy pickup line. Now, Juliet, as we just discussed, is a highly educated woman, and instead of batting her eyelashes and swooning, she gives one right back at him. And between the two of them, they have this beautiful exchange that results in the lines of a sonnet, beautiful poetry. Now, Romeo has never met a girl like this before. No one has ever given him a pickup line back, and he is absolutely taken with her. So taken with her, in fact, that he breaks back into the Capulet property that same night and finds her bedroom window, #NotCreepy. And they have that iconic balcony scene. Now, I'm gonna take a minute. We have to pause for a second because I have to shatter another illusion. There is no balcony. If you look in the script, all it says is window. Some director or artist or someone did the balcony once, probably because it was easier to stage, and it just stuck. And now we kind of just take it as like an iconic piece of this script when we think about Romeo and Juliet. Anyway, Romeo is at her window, and he's essentially trying to get into her pants. And Juliet's the one who's like, no. This is way too rash. We're moving way too fast. Prove to me you love me. Prove to me you're not a fuckboy. Marry me tomorrow. Specifically, yeah. This is me on most Tinder dates. Specifically, what she says is, if thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one I'll procure to come to thee, a messenger. But where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, the marriage, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Juliet is being very calculated in this moment. She has to make sure Romeo is as ride or die as he says he is. Otherwise, she has to marry her cousin and continue living the life the sheltered life that she'd been living. Now, Romeo, being Romeo, never saying no to a dare, meets the messenger, gets the friar, and just like Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande, they're married like 12 hours after meeting. Italians. Of course, this is when things start to get tragic. Romeo, about 2 hours later, ends up killing one of Juliet's family members and gets himself banished. And Juliet comes up with a plot to kill herself, fake her death, rather, and run away with Romeo forever. And she would have gotten away with it, too. It was so well thought out, in fact, that she wrote a letter ahead of time telling Romeo what she was about to do so he wouldn't do something, I don't know, reckless, dangerous, or stupid. Of course, that doesn't happen, and Juliet ends up not getting the independence that she so craved for so long. Juliet wasn't dumb. She was a woman in a situation she didn't want to be in. And just like with that balcony, we have taken assumptions from what we think Juliet should be, and it's colored what she actually is. A strong, smart, determined woman. I'm Emma Broback. Thank you for having me. Follow me on Twitter.